Don't guilt trip yourself because you think you chose the wrong path. You're on the right path if you're able to recognize when you immediately see that something is not meant for you and you're able to pull yourself out of the situation. Welcome back to Along This Spiritual Journey. One of the things that I have learned and observed when it comes to choosing the right path on the journey of consciousness, spirituality, everything that comes along with this type of awakening. There is no right path. There's no such thing as the right path. There is, however, the right destination for you. Depending on your journey and what you've gone through, you're going to encounter things that you've already experienced and what we believe is past lives, emotional lives, trauma, whatever, things that we remember about our energetic body or physical bodies that now accompany us in this current state of being. When we see that we go out into the world, and let's say, like me, I am very adamant about trying not to overindulge when I go out and hang out with friends. I don't want to party too hard. It happens, there's nothing wrong with it, but I try to be conscious of trying not to overly party too much because it's one of those things where I had to learn that I didn't want to guilt trip myself for not having fun. I didn't want to feel like I wasn't allowed to do things on this journey because a lot of this journey is about retention and holding things back and letting it grow inside of you until it's ready to be released. And just like anything that grows from the earth, it takes seasons, it takes time, and it takes a certain type of environment. So I have learned that when you come out into a new experience and you're refreshed and you're new, and let's say you were dating guys who only wanted sex, and now you're at a point in life you're like, I'm fine with sex, but I'm not going to give it to everyone. I'm going to choose who gets it because I want to know who's been inside of my body. That is a normal thing to think and feel. Don't then guilt trip yourself for having sex with someone and it doesn't work out. That's a choice. It's not a big deal. Just because you are a spiritual baddie and you know how to read the energy and you understand how to feel the energy, it doesn't mean you're not always going to miss when someone else is not aligned on your path. It just means that that person is healed enough that they can enter your path, right? I tell people it's not about having the most healed people around you. That's impossible. You're going to meet other healed people who still have a tinge of some type of trauma or attachment to something that they believe is true about you or how they can treat you, and then they're going to bring it into your life. And then you, using the knowledge that you've gained along the way, say, no, this person is just here to play and that's not something I'm interested in. Or, oh no, this person seems serious, let me invest a little bit more time and energy to them and see where this goes. That is a normal thing to do. That is okay for people to understand that that's a part of the process. What's not a normal thing to do is to try to stop yourself from doing something you enjoy and then guilt trip yourself for not doing that thing and then making yourself feel bad for not being able to do that thing. And with everything comes moderation, right? There's no such thing as just being able to overindulge and nothing happens to you. I mean, even if you drink too much water, you can get water poisoning, right? But water is necessary for the body and it's good for us. That's why I say there's no such thing as picking the wrong path because you're still going to learn what you need to learn along that way. May it be something that benefits you and you gain more, or it's something that taught you something because it had to take away from. It doesn't mean that you're bad. It doesn't mean that you're being punished by the universe. It just means you didn't assess the situation properly. And because of that, you spilled a little bit of your drink, right? You got a cup full and you spilled some and now it's half full. Don't feel bad. You still got something in there. Just do what you can and replenish it when it's time, but keep taking your journey the way that you want to take it, because anytime you walk into someone else's journey and you try to again put yourself on a path that doesn't belong to you, which means you're putting yourself in situations that don't feel natural when it comes to your autonomy and morals and things that you believe are true to you and the boundary you create. That's what I mean by you don't want to step off your path. You're going to always be on some journey, and on that journey there's going to always be hiccups, roadblocks, and things that try to mess with you, right? On every new level there's a new devil, they say. That's not going to change. But you yourself, you are on this journey and path, and you don't want to beat yourself up for not knowing. There's going to be a lot about the path you're not going to know because there's a lot of things on that path that have yet to been explored. There are people who've taken that path and you can see the trail quite clear, but there are still parts of that trail that are not correct because people just trusted someone else's blindly versus trusting their instincts and intuition. If your intuition tells you to leave that main path and veer off and go here, do so. It's a reason. May you be learning something that now you know, oh, okay, I've never been over there, but now I know why I never been over here. Versus, oh, okay, I've been over here, but everyone's done this and I don't see anything that I haven't learned new. Well, because you never went to where you don't know. So again, it's about knowing that you got to try. That's the point of it. You got to try, you got to find out, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Then you move on, and that's all you can do. But don't make yourself feel bad for trying to be someone who's action oriented, where you know how to step ahead and put yourself in situations that benefit you. There's nothing wrong with that, to know that you've planned out and routed your map out really well, that you know that, okay, I want to hit all these points along my journey, but the main point is I got to get to that destination, right? That's what this journey is about. As long as you're having fun, but you're also being consistent in movement, you're going to get to where you need to be. You can take it seriously the whole way along, but that's what's going to make it feel a lot more strenuous and a lot more heavy, and no one wants to feel that when they're trying to do something that is good for them. This is why it's easy to go run back into the streets and do what we call the bad stuff, and doing the things like overly partying, over drinking, and hypersexuality. Again, none of those things are bad, but in anything in life, there is a such thing as overindulgence. And so when you start overindulging to the point that you're losing track of self, identity, finances, home, friends, family, yeah, it's time to pull back. But the same thing too, this is the dualistic part. You don't want to go so far into preservation that you isolate yourself so much that, yes, you're pristine and untouched and all this, but you're also unseen, unheard, and no one knows you even exist. So know how to put yourself enough on a path. Staying in the middle is cute, but you're going to come to an end where you're going to have eventually split and choose a road. So you don't want to keep trying to avoid fear. You don't want to try to avoid tower moments or pitfalls. They're going to happen. Just know that when you choose a path, you trust your gut instinct on why you chose that path, and you follow it and follow it through. And if it doesn't follow through the way you anticipated, that's okay. Try again later. But don't get stuck and stagnant in a place that no longer serves you, especially if you know that that path has already been done. And if it's one that you've conquered, if you're comfortable, sit there. But eventually you're going to want to move on. And so as long as you know that you move on without fear and too much hesitation, you're going to be able to explore things and find that path that's truly meant for you. And everything is going to go right on that path, and you're going to love it. And you're going to be in your best of best worlds, and you're never going to complain or think anything of it. That's just how it goes. Until you get bored and you're going to want something new. And that is just the human existence. All right. Whatever path you choose, I bless you. Love ya.